I'm Phil.
And I'm Angelina.
With our husky lightning and a lot of wildlife around us, we live in this fairy tale chateau in France.
We love bringing this neglected castle back to life inside.
And we've got the vast grounds and parkland to take care of as well.
We love the moat, but it brings some challenges with it.
But it's all worth it when we get to share it with everyone at our live music events.
Follow the ups and downs of our chateau life.
Okay, we haven't particularly been in here for a while because we've had a little run of good weather and we needed to get slightly ahead of ourselves before springs. But we're back because of the bad weather. What are you doing today in here?
So my job will be at the top and Phil's job will be all the way at the bottom, and I will be filling in some of the gaps in the coving just so that I can paint it there afterwards, so it's nice smooth paint amount. So you're not going to see any difference because it's white.
That sounds... Yeah, it sounds like there's going to be nothing interesting done that we'll see.
I think Philly is going to have the interesting one, and he's thought of an invention, so he told me.
Have I? Oh, yeah, no, I gave up on that idea. I'm just going to use it sandpaper. However, so we are literally final jobs in this room, which is getting insane. I mean, like, if we actually had enough time to do things, then this would be quite a quick job, but we, as is mentioned a couple of times, we do actually have full-time jobs to do on top of chateau work and make the videos, so it's never fast progress as fast as we'd like, but we essentially, I've got to deal with some radiator pipes, last little bits of woodwork, and then with you doing the ceiling, me doing the bottom piece, we are almost ready for paint and last finishing touches, aren't we?
Yeah, but it's really cold here, so dress up warm, lots of layers. Hopefully Philly's gonna have a fire going in here. That'll take some time to warm up, but it really sort of helps because it just is really cold and windy.
Yeah, so let's start. I'll fire that up and get some... Sorry, I was looking out the window. I thought the dog was trying to pee on my car. Right, I'll get the fire lit and let's get going. One of the fantastic things about having a place where trees are constantly falling over in strong winds because they've been left unmanaged, it's firewood. So let's get some firewood in and get the fire lit. Under there, I reckon. So
here is Philly working in his self-built wall. Philly, can you stop for a second to show us what you're doing?
Super. I'm just cleaning up this radiator pipe because this is usually hidden by the radiator, hence it's not been painted or looked after properly. And we want to protect that as we're doing all this work. And as you can see, in an undone bit, it's surface rust, old loose paint, that sort of thing. So I'm just cleaning it up so it's smooth to the touch, and then we can paint that up before we put the radiators in.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, it was pretty much painted everywhere up until this part. How's it coming off?
It's all right, it's nice and simple. This is good. I mean, this has been done and it's just, as you can see, it's just that bit you need. It's just a little bit difficult to hold the pipe tight so it doesn't shake and get damaged with no radiator there. So
it's looking good, and you've got another one to do there afterwards. And
I do.
then that's for the two radiators that we have here. So great, you get on with that and I'll go up there.
Thanks. Right. If in doubt as to why I'm bothering, there's nice and smooth, there's harsh and rusty. And you will definitely tell if you just paint over the top of it. So let's do a good job. Lightning, what's wrong? We've got to do the room. But we have to do the room. Then we can get radiators in there and fires. And we can all be comfy. And clear up all of this mess.
And Mummy can stop hugging you then, because you'll be warm.
I'm not 100% sure whether he's No? Okay. Daddy hugs. Come on then. Let Daddy do some work.
And so here I am working on this section of the coving. This is literally the last section. I have done all around. And actually this one's got a huge gap because this was the test trial. When we got our coving, we were super excited. That was a while back. And Billy has put it up and we're thinking as simple as, but then a few comments later said that obviously the coving doesn't obviously bend much, and so people use little pins to pin it to the wall, and so then it stays and bends better. And so obviously we utilized all your tips like that and have done it, and it was a lot easier going forward. But then of course I had help, Malcolm, who has done coving before, whilst Phil was doing something else. So this is literally the last bit that I have to fill in. And this area, as you can see, is a very rather large gap. Here's my finger for direction. So it's almost the size of my nail in here. It's a fairly small piece. So I think I've got like a meter and a bit. The rest of them are wonderful. And I've been filling them quite a bit, and some of them were really close to the ceiling and had come out quite nice and well. All the seams were filled in as well. There is discoloration at the moment, but when it's painted it'll be good. We've secured the electrical conduit pipe, which is obviously for security reasons. That's there, could not be hidden because this section is actually plaster, real plaster, not the polystyrene coving, and it matches the rest. So I tried to fill as much as possible. So when it's painted, I think it'll be blended in very nicely, and this will hardly be noticeable, especially if you will be looking at it from down upwards. So all along, it's very nice, beautiful coving everywhere. So let me start filling. This is what I'm working with. I've got a white filler in here, and obviously I've already applied it. So let's have a look how that goes up onto the gap. It's going to be quite a huge area. So I'm just literally, it's going to be beautiful. And then just run a finger through it and it'll be really nice and flush. And obviously once it's painted, it's going to be good. So I'm going to get on with that. Super duper easy to do. Is that really, really nice? There we go. Pretty much finished. We managed to quickly finish the jobs that we required to do in the room for today that we showed earlier, because we got a phone call from our friends asking us for a rescue, which is really, really unfortunate. They've got a flight booked tomorrow overseas and their car's got a flat tire and no spare, and they're middle of nowhere, just off the motorway. So off Billy arranged to get a trailer and to go and pick it up. So hopefully it's going to be a smooth journey, but it's an hour and a half away from my house, so that's a 3-hour round trip to be in a short time frame scale, but it might take longer.
Phil, the 4th emergency service.
Yes, indeed, of France. Now the car they have is also the same size as the Range Rover, so that's why I say I think on the short side of things it's going to be a 3-hour round trip, but it might be longer.
Okay. One of the things which will come up with the comments from what we're doing now is, why don't they have a spare, and why don't they just get recovered by another service? France insurance for cars in France has breakdown cover included, but they'll only take you off the where you are to the nearest garage, and that's not very good in lots of terms, because the other reason, the other thing I'll comment in the comments is tyres. Why don't they have a spare? Lots and lots of new cars are built without spares these days. They have run flat tyres, but they're only designed to get you off the road to the nearest garage, and nowhere's going to have those sort of tyres in rural France for 4 or 5 days. So got to rescue them, otherwise they're never going to get that flight.
Yes, indeed. And well, the trailer is sending off huge wave shocks down my arm, which is why the footage is so shaky. Apologies, light is fading, so I'm going to get on with it. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we have a no problem journey over to them. So my idea at the end of the working day was to have a nice, quiet and relaxing soak in a bath and basically wish the day away and start off fresh tomorrow. But it seems like I am in the car, will be editing the video on my lap, on the laptop, literally the video that you guys are watching. So I guess there is literally no rest for the wicked, and hopefully you are enjoying this one and finding it really, really funny. As per usual, Philly, when he borrows other people's trailers, something goes wrong. So what's wrong now?
I'm just rewiring the entire trailer lights on the side of the road.
Yes, indeed. We are literally on the side and we're about to get on a motorway soon. So here we are. Somebody flagged us down and said, could you take a look at your lights? So yeah, here he is. And luckily, Philly is a good roadside assistance mechanic. He's got all the tools in there, all sorts of different things. Car battery start, straps, you name it. You're doing really well so far. So hopefully it's not going to take long. But yeah, we need all the obviously lights working on this trailer, because obviously it's got to get dark, as you can see already, and we need to be able to see what's going on. But so far it's nice and clear, so hopefully it's going to be a straightforward job here.
Having loads of fun.
And then we are hitting some traffic. Looks like it's going to be a really long night, I think.